Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandraya Vedase Raghunathaya Nathaya Sitaya Pataye Namaha. Aranya chapter number 5. The passing away of sage Sharbhanga. The recitation begins now. The mighty Viratha was killed, and Rama warmly embraced Janaki to chase away the fear, sorrow, and shame of her having been violently carried away by the giant. He turned to his brother and said, "Verily, this wood is no fit abode for us. It is rather too full of perils and dangers. So let us seek the asrama or Sharbhanga, the Maharishi." As they drew near, they had the occasion to observe a very wonderful thing that was taking place at the hermitage of the Holy One, mightier than gods and for whom Brahman had no mysteries. Some glorious being, resplendent as the sun and the other lords of light massed together, descended from his car and stood without touching the ground. Bright ornaments and pure garments adorned his person. Many other glorious forms like unto himself waited upon him. His car, drawn by green horses, stood aloft in the sky even as the rising sun. Over his head there outspread a snow-white umbrella like pale clouds or the orb of the autumn moon, adorned with beautifully worked garlands, fringes, and tassels. Heavenly nymphs stood behind him waving golden-handled chamaras, while Gandharvas, Siddhas, Devas, and Maharishis sang his praises. As Indra was thus conversing with Sharbhanga, Rama said to his brother Lakshmana, "Mark you that car as it shines aloft in the sky like the noonday sun? Those horses resemble those that are yoked to the car of Indra. Note the glorious beings that stand around him in arms and are decorated with earrings and garlands of blazing luster and garments of deep red, of broad shoulders and mighty ones. They seem to be youths of 25 with the strength and prowess of tigers. I know that the Devas never go beyond this age. There that glorious one has got into his car. Stay here with Sita while I go and ascertain who that resplendent being might be." But Lakshmana would follow him, loath to remain behind, whereat Rama directed him once again to wait for a minute and took his way to the ashrama. Indra noticed him coming and whispered to the sage, "I may not meet or speak to Rama before he has accomplished his mission, else I would but reveal his divine nature. He has taken this mortal form to compass a mighty purpose impossible for others. I will see him only after Ravana is laid low and the Devatas rejoice in the glad fulfillment of their hopes." He took leave of the sage with reverent salutations and coursed back to his abode on high. The royal youths and Sita sought the presence of Sharbhanga, where he sat in the fire chamber, laid their heads at his feet, and received a warm welcome. Seated in comfort, Rama inquired of the rishi the purpose of Indra's visit, to which he replied, "It is by the command of Brahma that Indra, the dispenser of all good, came to lead me to Saktiloka. Why did I not go? You were on your way here, an unlooked for good fortune, to one who had till now but worshipped you in his heart of hearts. Surely the worlds of Brahma must have some mightier attraction for me to make me forego pleasure of a visit from such an honored and lovely guest to outweigh the bliss of beholding your supernal beauty. Would you know what regions I ascend to and by what means? I have found favor in your eyes, you the embodiment of dharma and of unfailing resolve. And I may not reach a lower level than Vaikuntha, far above the world of Brahma, the happy abode of the Lord's elect, where he shines in his boundless radiance and majesty. Let it come in its turn, exhaust now the results of your meritorious past, one might say. But nay, receive from me in glad gift the worlds of light and bliss that are mine in Indraloka and Brahmaloka." Rama, the soul of wisdom, heard him out and said, "Holy One, I am a Kshatriya and may not accept a gift at the hands of others. Be it mine to acquire those worlds for myself. I pray you select for us a likely spot in these woods to dwell in peace and quiet." The sage saw with his eye of spirit the death of Maricha that was to happen later and replied, "Not far from here lives a holy man by the name Sutikshna. Go to him and he will assist you in selecting a pure and lovely spot for your abode. Follow west the banks of this Mandakini, whose waters are hid by the flowers floating upon it, and it will take you to the place. Now, Lord, in support of the infinite worlds, I lay aside this tenement of matter as a snake sheds its slough. I pray you to bless me till then with your sweet and compassionate looks." He lit the sacred fire, pronounced the mantras prescribed for the funeral obsequies of knower of the Supreme Lord, and offered libations of ghee into it. Thereafter, he entered the blazing fire which consumed the skin, bones, flesh, blood, and hair. From the altar he rose aloft, a glorious being, resplendent as a lord of fire, in the guise of the youth of 30. Rama, Lakshmana, and Sita marveled at the wondrous sight. On he passed through the worlds where ruled the lords of day, the bright fortnight, the northern half of the year, the sun, the moon, and the lightning, to where a form of light waited to lead him to the presence of the Supreme Lord. Thus did he course through the worlds where dwell the Agnihotrins, Rishis, Devas, reached the worlds on high through his sterling merit, and stood before the throne of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who shines there in his majesty and glory, with Lakshmi by his side, the conch and the disc grazing his mighty arms, while the elect await his commands. A warm welcome and loving did he receive from the Supreme Father of all. Mangalam Kushlendraya Mahaniya Gunaptiye Chakravarti Dhanurjaya Sarvabhaumaya Mangalam.